Hello there. Hi everybody, my name is Sammy, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today, I wanted to talk about Ross Geller from Friends, and about how much I f***ing hate him. I hate this man. I hate this man. And I've been rewatching Friends, right? And I had this idea for a video where I would look at every single thing that each character has done, like listing all the shit that they did throughout the series, and then talking about who I would realistically be friends with. Something about Ross, man. Ooh.
No, oh, no, don't. Stop cleansing my aura.
I can't stand him. So I wanted to talk about it, because what is more fun than talking about a show that has been over for a decade? Sounds pretty cool to me. So here we go. Ross Geller. As you all know, no, I'm kidding. So Friends was created in 1994, and lovely Ross was born. At first, he seems like a pretty likable, if not dorky, kind of dorky older brother trope. He's a paleontologist. He likes to talk about dinosaurs. That's cool. Good for you, man. Go for it. And then Rachel enters the picture, okay? Immediately. Episode 1, she comes on in. We find out that Ross is getting divorced. Why? Because his wife is a lesbian. So, that's pretty tragic, okay? Like, sorry about that, man. That must really suck. Gotta have some empathy towards a man. That sucks. Your wife likes you don't have a you gotta go. The plot thickens because his wife, ex-wife, is now pregnant with his child, okay?
I'm pregnant.
Pregnant.
And I get it. I'm trying to sympathize with this dude. And like back then it was like totally not as chill today with like lesbianism. I don't know. I wasn't around then. Don't ask me. Ross starts acting like a fool immediately. Okay, we start seeing him be bitter towards his wife about, you know, being gay. When Rachel enters the picture, we start to learn more about their relationship. Their relationship ends up being the most infuriating relationship throughout all 10 seasons of this show. First of all, Ross is a huge wet blanket, takes forever to make any single move on Rachel. When Rachel finally figures out that he loves her, she thinks about it and she's like, oh my god, wait, I think I love him too. And she goes to meet him at the airport. Bro comes back with another woman. You didn't tell her, so you moved on. You didn't know that she was gonna be told. It's fine. It makes sense. After a while of struggling and watching in pain as they try and get along, but Rachel's like clearly distressed about him being with another woman, and he's just like none the wiser because he's Ross.
Holding you, or was his hands like on your back? And, you know.
No, actually, first they started out on my waist, and then they slid up, and then they were in my hair.
Oh.
And then I kissed her.
Tongue?
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's talk about Ross and Rachel on their break. Anyone can watch the show and say like, hey dude, what you did literally sucked. And the fact that he cannot admit that for the entirety of the show. So basically, Rachel and him were together finally. Finally they get together. After many tribulations, because nothing can go smoothly with these two, I swear to God. But in order to decide who he wanted to be with, he wrote a pros and cons list of both people. Now, let's take a step back. I know there's many of us who have made pros and cons lists, okay? First of all, never, ever let that see the light of day. That is between you and yourself. Not your two friends that proceeded to help you make the list and say that the girl that you like has chubby ankles. Didn't even understand that. Why did they write that? Why did they write that? She very clearly does not have chubby ankles anyway, but that wouldn't even matter if she did. Like, so obviously Rachel's distressed when she finds out that she's had a list written about her about all the reasons why he wouldn't want to be with her. And then we get this scene and it's truly heartbreaking.
No, you don't, Ross. Imagine the worst things you think about yourself. Now, how would you feel if the one person that you trusted the most in the world not only thinks them too, but actually uses them as reasons not to be with you?
No, but See, I want to be with you in spite of all those things.
Oh, well, that's mighty big of you, Ross.
You know what? You know what? If things were the other way around, there is nothing you could put on a list that would ever make me not want to be with you.
Well, then I guess that's the difference between us. See, I'd never make a list.
But eventually, we get somewhere. We get some progress because they're trying to get over it. But then someone pulls out a f***ing VHS tape and puts it on in, and it's about Monica and Rachel's prom. Yippee! Rachel was in high school. Ross was in college. I think a freshman in college. I don't know. The age difference, we try not to think about it because it was a different time then.
You should take Rachel to the prom.
Doubtful. Enough, let's do it. Okay, fine. Well, I'm not going to watch, all right?
Come on, kid, let's go.
Hi, are you handsome?
Okay, Dad.
Rachel, ready or not, here comes your knight in shining.
They end up kissing and getting together because it's revealed that Ross was prepared and dressed up and ready to go to the prom with Rachel when her date seemingly canceled on her. But at the last minute, Rachel's date shows up and they leave and they're happy and they're excited and the camera pans over to Ross and he's standing there like a loser. And Rachel gets up and she's like, and she kisses him and everyone's like, whoa! Whoa! He's her lobster, says Phoebe. And then they're together. We start this beautiful arc. Finally, after problems and problems and problems, these two characters finally get together. So we're like, relief. We think to ourselves, thank God, Ross gets to be with the girl that he's always dreamed of being with. Hooray! And of course he f***s it all up. So Rachel, she's come from a very sheltered, rich family. She's come to New York to live on her own, to explore and see what she wants to do. And she wants to work in fashion. So she finally gets into the dream job, okay? Starts somewhere that's gonna take her to her dream job. And she's super excited about it. She's working really hard, and Ross is getting his feelings hurt because girl boss is not giving him enough attention anymore. And she keeps putting down her boundaries, like, do not come see me when I'm at work. Stop sending me stuff. Stop doing this. Stop doing that. What does he do? He keeps doing it anyway because what the hell? Why listen to your woman?
1, 2, 3. Congratulations on your first week at your brand new job. It won't be long before you're the boss. And you know who will be there to support you. Your one and only boyfriend.
It's nice to have a boyfriend.
Your loyal, loving boyfriend, Ross.
He continues to show up. He continues to get mad at her for getting mad at him for doing all of this stuff, like crossing her boundaries.
Hurt.
All right, Ross, I get it.
I mean, my God, can't a guy send a barbershop quartet to his girlfriend's office anymore?
I mean, you might as well have just come in and peed all around my desk.
I would never do that.
And she finally explodes. She ended up having to stay in for work on their anniversary.
What? How about I come up there?
No, honey, please. I just have too much to deal with.
And that was a line that was crossed for both of them. So Ross tries to show up and basically ruins the night.
Here. All right, see, 038 is not the number for this store. 038 is Atlanta.
Pepper?
None for me.
Okay, so
She ends up finishing her work. He's angry at home.
Look, about what happened earlier.
Oh, well, I completely understand. You were stressed.
I was going to give you a chance to apologize to me.
For what?
He expects her to apologize for missing their anniversary, which she already had done, mind you, before he showed up to have their anniversary dinner while she was working, which just sounds like a nightmare. Do not do that. It depends on the job, first of all.
You do not bring a picnic basket to somebody's work, unless maybe they were a park ranger.
Speak to your partner. Speak to your partner. And then Rachel says,
Look, maybe we should just take a break.
Okay, fine. You're right. Let's take a break. Let's cool off, okay? Let's get some frozen yogurt or something.
And Ross is like, yeah, let's go get some pizza. Let's go get some coffee. Grabs his jacket, he's ready to go, and Rachel's like, hold on. Hold your horses, sir. I meant a break from us. Aww. Because clearly she's worn thin with this man's childish antics. And so Ross, he leaves. He goes to a bar. He's talked into finally calling Rachel, okay?
Hey, this isn't like swimming after you eat. Pick up your phone!
And Rachel, she didn't know who to talk to. She didn't know who to call. Who are you gonna call?
Hello?
Oh, hi. It's Mark.
Oh.
She's going through the motions, and she has a friend over. I forgot to totally talk about this guy. By the way, she had a male coworker that she was friends with and like helped her get the job and like all this stuff. Ross was very insecure about it, very like, that's my woman, get away. There's only one reason a man would be nice to a woman, it's for sex. Obviously did not go very well with them. So Rachel ends up, having this guy come over.
All right, I'm coming over and I'm bringing Chinese food.
Oh, yeah, I'm not hungry.
It's for me.
Oh.
She's like, hey man, I'm not feeling the best. Me and Ross are having a fight. So he comes over, convince her that everything's gonna be fine, everything's gonna work out.
Called him, and he wasn't there.
Well, he's probably just out.
Oh, thank you. That's very helpful. I'm glad you came over.
Ross calls, finally, because he is convinced that perhaps he should do something about the situation instead of just stomp away. So he hears Mark's voice and he gets all pissy.
Is it okay if I finish the apple juice?
Is that Mark?
Oh, honey, look, he just came over.
Yeah, got it.
Obviously, because, I'll take a step back. I'll sympathize. I'm like, okay, that doesn't look the best. However, do not, and I mean this in any situation, do not jump to conclusions the way that Ross did. Ross figures that Rachel is sleeping with Mark just from hearing Mark's voice in the background. Something really tame, something really unimportant. So Ross proceeds to get drunk at the bar, flirts with a woman, ends up going back to his place with the woman and sleeping with her. And Rachel is trying to get a hold of Ross. She ends up sending a heartfelt voicemail to Ross that he hears in the morning.
The whole breakup thing is just stupid. Yeah. I'm just so sorry I put you through it. And I don't want to get back together over a machine. I love you.
I love you.
And you know what? I'm gonna go to bed now, but on my way to work tomorrow morning, I'm gonna stop by around 8:30.
Okay.
Bye.
Mind you, while another woman is in his bed. Somehow, Ross spins this, so he is the victim. So he's not the one that's in the wrong.
She meant nothing to me.
And yet she was worth jeopardizing our relationship!
I didn't think there was a relationship to jeopardize. I thought we were broken up.
We were on a break.
That, for all I knew, could last forever. That, to me, is a break up.
You think you're gonna get out of this on a technicality?
Look, I'm not trying to get out of anything, okay?
Yeah,
I
you
thought
are.
our relationship was dead.
Well, you sure had a hell of a time at the wake.
For sleeping with a woman literally 2 hours after they were, in some hot water. God forbid, Ross, you were on a break. That's all he says for the entirety of the show. We were on a break. We were on a break. Throughout the entire show, we see as the two of them, basically ruin each other's relationships because they actually want to be together, but they can't be together because it's so sticky and complicated and they're both stupid. Ross is the stupidest one, by the way. I can't believe my girlfriend didn't like me smothering her with gifts and affection when she told me to leave her alone. I'm gonna go sleep with another woman. But then it gets even worse. Ross breaks up with one of his girlfriends because she goes bald. I get it, different strokes for different folks. Maybe you don't vibe with the baldness. That's okay. Rachel swayed the girl to, shave her head again.
I just loved your look when you were bald.
Really? Because I think about shaving it all off again sometimes.
Really? Yeah. I mean, you definitely should do that.
You know what? I should do it.
Yeah.
She knew that Ross wouldn't like that. And so Ross was like, and they broke up. Him and the bald chick broke up. And then Rachel obviously has a lot of feelings because she still likes the guy that hurt her. It's evident by this.
I can't imagine my life without you, without these arms and your face and heart, your good heart, right? And
No. I can't. You're a totally different person to me now. I used to think of you as somebody that would never, ever hurt me. Ever. God, and now I just can't stop picturing you with her. I can't. It doesn't matter what you say or what you do, Ross. It's just changed everything. Forever.
Beautiful acting, by the way. This part is a little funny on Rachel's part. She writes 18 pages front and back of her feelings, thoughts towards Ross. And this man, he fell asleep while trying to read it because it was like 5 in the morning or some shit. Rather than admitting that and just being like, oh, just give me some more time, I just need to read it. I was really tired last night, I couldn't focus. Like, instead of being reasonable, he was like, oh, I'm gonna pretend like I read this all and know exactly what she's talking about. And so they're together again for a little bit.
it does. It really and truly does.
Just a little while. Because Ross doesn't know what he's agreeing to. He's agreeing to the fact that he was the one in the wrong because even though they were on a break, you don't sleep with a woman. 2 hours after having a fight with your partner, your response to the situation was awful. Take accountability, bro.
If you accept full responsibility, I can begin to trust you again. Does that seem like something you can do? Does it?
No.
But no! Ross could not handle that. So he flips the fuck out, and they are back to fighting again. Woohoo! That's the end of that. They continue on their separate ways once again, and Ross meets a British girl. Again, somehow connected to Rachel because the British girl is Rachel's boss's nephew, I believe. So that's how they meet. They meet that way. Miss British lady. It's very sweet, okay? I hate that they try to make it out. She is the crazy one. At their wedding, which, by the way, they get married way too soon, Ross is insane and just decides, like, yes, let's get married. You make me feel alive. I want to get married. So they get married. They rush the wedding. And on Rachel's part, asshole for this, she's going to go ruin the wedding because she just has to tell Ross that she loves him. Because how is she going to sleep at night if she doesn't ruin his love life? And Ross ends up saying the wrong name at the vows. He says the wrong name during his wedding. He says Rachel instead of Emily.
Huh?
The crowd is stunned. I can't even fathom being in Emily's position. Like, you're just standing across from the man you're about to marry and he says the other woman's name? Because what the fuck? Obviously, she escapes her own wedding. Obviously, she refuses to talk to him again. Obviously, she doesn't want anything to do with, like, she was embarrassed. She was humiliated in front of her whole family. Everyone was like, oh, I can't believe you're marrying this guy so soon. And she's like, oh, but it's true love, but it's going to work out. And then he says the fucking wrong name. Obviously, it was too soon. She had some, conditions about furthering the marriage. Like, if he wanted to continue it, he's gonna have to not see Rachel anymore. That's obviously a hard bargain, man. We know the history. We know the lore. We know how deep this connection goes. We know that he can't just cut off Rachel. We're all just like, okay, Emily, you gotta go. So Emily goes. Ross and Rachel both got drunk in Vegas and they got married together, and Ross was so worked up about the fact that he was gonna be divorced 3 times in his life. He couldn't live up to his own failures, that he kept Rachel in the marriage, lied to her about ending it, and just thought that she'd be cool with it one day, that she'd just find out, like, hey, yeah, we're still married, by the way. How can you keep this man in your life? We're back to square one again. Just when we think that maybe we finally closed the door on this. Rachel gets pregnant with Ross's child. This is just me talking about the Rachel and Ross situation, okay? Ross in general has done some fucked up shit.
That ends today's class. And let's remember, let's be safe out there.
Great class.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I was watching. Hey, a couple of questions though. You know about that last move where that woman tripped you and then pinned you to the floor? What would you do next?
Well, then she'd take her keys and try to jam them in you.
No, what would you do next?
Who, me, the attacker?
Yes, that's right.
Why?
I tried attacking 2 women, did not work. It's okay. I mean, they're my friends. In fact, I was married to one of them.
You attacked your ex-wife?
Oh, no. I tried. Maybe we could attack them together.
Have you heard him try to flirt? It made me want to die.
This is perfect. She'll have to come back here with your pizza, and when she does, I will turn on the charm, oh Ross. By the way, if it makes you feel any better, I happen to like 8-year-old boys.
What?
I mean, your hair, before, your hair. You said you thought that your hair looked like an 8-year-old boy's, and I'm just saying I like it. The hair.
Thanks.
You understand, I don't actually like 8-year-old boys.
The way that he kept ordering pizzas just to try and flirt with a pizza girl when he literally was incapable of flirting, and you just can't even admit that you suck balls at it.
Ross was never very good at the flirting thing.
What worked with you?
Oh, you know what? No, you're right. We met, you flirted, and then bam! 9 years later, you had me.
So Rachel and Ross have a baby together. And that, honestly, is one of the only ways that I can see them getting together in the end. Of course, the gods smiled down upon them and said, "Thy condom shall not work. You will have a child." And then they did. And then they're together. At the very end, mind you, like second to last episode, they're like, "Yeah, we're in love and together and we're gonna raise our family." And he takes no accountability for his actions. He doesn't learn from the things that he does. He gets overly angry about small shit, but then can't understand why people in his life get angry over the things that he does. So anyway, Ross Geller, you suck balls, you smell, probably, I don't know, and I just don't like you. If I was ever your friend, no, I would not be. Friends? I don't think so. Everyone else I like. Ross is just that one. I just can't stand him. I just want to flick him into the sun. So that's all. I just wanted to talk about how much I hate Ross Geller. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Thank you for checking out my channel. If you liked this video, feel free to check out any of my other videos. You might like them more than this one. There's a pretty good chance. I will see you guys next time.